Hello and welcome to Chatbox with Sam. Tonight's guest is actress Francesca DeLuca. Francesca was born in London, England, and moved to the United States to pursue her acting career. Francesca has trained in the arts in London, New York, and Los Angeles, and is also an acting coach. We hope you enjoy the show. Good evening and welcome to Chatbox with Sam. Hello, Francesca DeLuca. How are you?
Hey, Sam. So lovely to see you here today. Very
Oh,
well. I'm very well, thank you. How about
I,
you?
I'm really well, thank you. Also, so did you enjoy your evening last night at the screening?
Oh my God, yes. It was amazing. Yes, fantastic. I always love a premiere, and the film I saw was very moving and very inspirational. So, it was actually wonderful to congratulate the actual actors involved, like
Yes.
Sandra Bullock. There was a little girl as well who was I heard her story about being it's her first role, and she had an open audition. She was amazing. She was so vulnerable and open, and yeah,
Oh,
so inspirational night, but the unforgivable. But there's an amazing scene. Anyone watching this will have to watch it. I'm sure you all will. But I honestly think that it could be up for Oscar
oh,
nominations. Very moving, and then it's not often that you get a film that really does
move you.
move that much. Like Viola Davis in it with Sandra Bullock. There's an amazing scene there. You'll see, and the director takes her time about the shots and letting the emotions just come out and letting you as the viewer feel them
Yes, and
and let it sink in the truth of what's going on.
I know Vincent was in there too, and I always liked him in the show Law and Order. Is it
Right.
one of
Yeah,
them?
and he's such a great actor. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone.
If you were to inspire the younger generation or the women of this generation and the next, what would be your main focus?
If I was going to inspire them by being me and and by being authentic and not trying to be someone you're not trying to be this amazing model, or what all people think is like, oh God, I got to look like that. Just be you, let your personality shine through, and and whatever roles I would play, I feel like it's the truth that comes out. And I'll tell you later, there's actually an amazing director I work with who actually told me, gave me the advice is to always be yourself, always be authentic. Don't try and be like anyone else.
That's
And that's
amazing.
how I like to live my life. And I feel that's how you will love yourself more as well, and accept yourself and forgive yourself and just, yeah, love yourself. And just because you are you, and that's beautiful, and everyone is different.
Yeah.
No one is the same, and don't try to copy. You can be inspired by people, yeah, but yeah, just let yourself be you and love that. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, Francesca. So, thank you very much for answering that. I'm trying to go to your thing here. So, and the women, how would you inspire the women in this generation into the industry?
Don't shy away. Don't shy away. Be in your power. Be strong. Again, be who you are, and like don't think you've got to stand back or do things in a certain way. Just like just speak. Just like um that's it. Again, be authentic and like men it used to be. I think it's changing a lot more. Men used to be like the big powerful people, and that
Mm,
there is a certain amount of that still, but now I think women are really rising up and
right.
and showing their strength,
Mm-hmm.
and they can still be really feminine. That don't have to be like a man, if you get what I mean, but you can still be just strong, being a woman,
Mm,
and inside and out. Just let your beauty shine, and your power. Feel that power within you, and just let it come out, and
Oh,
be all you are meant to be in this life.
absolutely. You
Yeah.
know what? You've just signed me up.
Do you want to join my life coaching?
I would actually. I would
Well,
actually like to
I
let you
some
coach me.
oh, I'd be
And
happy to.
yes, Francesca is a an actress and a coach, so and speaks many languages and
Mm.
accents. So so what? Yes, talking about your career now. What inspired you into this career?
Well, you know what? So much. It's so hard to put into words, but that's why I'm an actor. Like I feel like I do. I light up within when I look at a script, and I just like it's like I use everything I am. Like everything I've learned in my life about myself and other people and what I've observed, and I just use all of that. And I just bring a character to life. And I just love that whole creative process of like, okay, like this is what this person seems to be like, but this actually no, they're like this inside. That's like the outside. I'm very interested in psychology,
Mm-hmm.
and very much always have been, and how people have contradictions, and
Right.
love all of that, like a role that has both the contradictions and all different layers to them, because that's what we are like.
Yes.
So I like to bring the truth out, and I love to make people laugh. I love humor. I love laughing so much. um and yeah,
Laughter is
I
good for the
do.
soul. It's good for the soul.
Well, it completely is. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, laughter is amazing, and moving people too. I love to move people, and by bringing out truth, by inspiring all these different things. There's so much.
That's
Yeah, I
amazing.
want to move people either by through laughter or crying or moving or enlightening them, and I want to use all my every part of myself to, yeah, to create.
You're a very deep, empathic, spiritual person, and it shows on screen. And I hope directors that anyone that watches this sees that, and you'd be such an asset in the movie because you shine from the inside out, and I'm sure your aura and everything would show up on camera, and it would be very hard to miss that positive light, I think.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
And you know, your accents, you speak Italian, French.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Well, growing up in Europe, in London,
yes.
I learned some French, some Italian, and obviously I'm 100% Italian blood, so I wanted to speak some Italian. Look at my hands, I'm Italian. Uh, I have I have relatives in New York as well, and my cousins in New York, and so I've always loved accents and playing around with them and learning new ones. Russian, even, and like just, yeah, New York, because being Italian, and I obviously that's one obvious role that I can play, and I'm good at
Right.
the New York, kind of New Jersey. Yeah, I love the challenge of different accents and characters.
That's awesome. And you know, most of them require that too. You know, with parts, you know, especially
Yes,
if you're going to play like in Mississippi or in the South, you have to have that accent. Or
that's right.
if you're going to be like in New York, that accent. And
That's right.
they're not easy for everybody. You
No, no,
know, I
no,
think it
no.
takes a certain talent in the language to be able to mimic
Yes.
your voice to a certain thing.
Because you said I'm empathic, I am, and I have a good ear for accents and observing. It's almost like I can channel
Yeah,
like accents. I can just like I feel into it. I don't
yeah.
know. It's like I can listen to an accent over and over again, and I'll just remember it. I
That's an
just
that's an amazing attribute, definitely. So thank you
thank
for
you.
answering that. Is there any parts that you've played that you could see your own persona in it?
All of them,
Really?
all of them, because we all have everything within us, I believe. We do. And this is what when I was younger, this is when my acting changed to being, I feel, more truthful. is I used to be like, I want to become someone else. No, actually, it's becoming another, bringing other parts, aspects of yourself out. You know, what would you, this is it. This is if I teach acting. What would you be like if you were you were raised in this scenario?
Mm.
How would you be if you were raised in this scenario? Your mother
Yeah.
and father were like this happened to you. How would you be? You
Yeah.
know, and maybe, you know, people would carry guilt, or maybe just like have them like being triggered with
Yeah.
different things, and like, you know, and the people around them and influence them, and it's like, yeah, it's all, it's finding it all within you. I mean, yeah, that's what I feel. But and yes, of course, there are certain things that are characters that are really seem to be really far away from who you are. Yes, but
Right.
that's a challenge.
Yes.
So that's fantastic.
Well, yeah, stepping into the shoes of someone else.
I don't
Being
mind playing a baddie.
really?
Because in real life, I'm so nice.
I can say this
I
because you'll
think.
get it, you naughty girl.
Okay, but yes, but yeah, there's a mischievous side of me. Yes,
Yes. I used to say that
very
'cause
much
you're from,
so.
I say
But
naughty because you're from London.
naughty, you see, naughty girl.
Naughty girl.
Yes, hmm yes,
So, yes, I love them Londoners. You know, I'm from Birmingham, right? So two
that's
biggest
right.
cities,
That's
two
right,
biggest
Sam.
cities.
That's right.
We rock,
Yes,
we rock.
absolutely rock. God, yes.
So, and then I was looking at the director that discovered you, Frances Ford Coppola, and discovered you and auditioned you for Distant Vision.
Yes.
So,
That's
how was your
amazing.
experience with that
Oh,
being discovered?
oh my God. You have to tell me to stop at this point.
No,
I'm just okay.
there's no stopping.
I'm gonna keep just there'll be one point where you'd be like, Francesca, you've just gone on too long. But no, okay. Wow. Well, I couldn't believe it when I saw an Actors Access. He was looking for people who were Italian origin, and also who had done theatre and film, which I have done a lot of theatre in London, a huge amount, and also film. There's some feature films that I had done previously too. So it was a few years ago. I saw this. I was like, Francis, he's looking for this. Wow. Okay, I'm going for this. I'm going to submit myself. And then suddenly I got an audition, and I was like, oh, okay. So nervous, but hey, going through audition. There was like, he was auditioning hundreds and hundreds of people. It was actually an open audition. And I was waited to go in, and I walked into the room, and it was actually him in the room. And I started shaking. I was like, that's Francis himself just in front of me, and I'm about to shake his hand. And I said to him, piacere, which is pleased to meet you in Italian. And I said, sono nata in Londra, ma di origine italiana. She's like, I'm born in London, but originally Italian origin. And anyways, then talked about English again. And then, but I just showed him, you know, I have that, I do know some Italian, and
Right.
you know, we talked for about 20 minutes before I actually auditioned,
Oh,
which
wow.
was really special. He was very warm and authentic and real, and listened to me and looked me straight in the eyes. And yeah, asked me all about the Italian history, my great grandfather, who was yeah, I got my whole Italian history. I'm very proud of them. But yeah, my great grandfather was an artist model who posed for Holman Hunt's Light of the World, which is it's like Jesus, Jesus knocking on a door. It's a famous painting in St. Paul's Cathedral.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
yeah, so he said to me, "Oh, wow, so you could say your great grandfather was Jesus." And we laughed. We laughed, and we both laughed. I was like, yeah. And
Aw.
anyway, it was lovely. I felt I could just be myself talking with him. He said I reminded him of his daughter Sofia Coppola, which I was so touched by. I said, "You remind me of my grandfather, Nonno,"
Aw.
because
No,
I
no.
told him, yeah, he was yeah, I meant that in a positive way. And
Absolutely.
so anyway, audition. He said, to the casting director, she's right for this role straight away. And I was like, oh my God, I don't believe this is really happening to me. I walked out of the room, I don't even remember
Tears.
what happened the rest of the day because I was like, this really happened to me.
Oh,
And
it
then
did.
and then I did, and I did. So I had to keep pinching myself. I had a then I had a call back. It was a whole afternoon with him. See what I mean? I'm going to go on and on and on now. Whole
It's okay.
afternoon with him, and that's when he actually gave the advice that I was saying. Always be yourself. Don't try and be anyone else, because on
Yeah,
screen, the camera sees everything.
absolutely.
The camera sees the truth,
Right.
and then he gave examples of when he was filming the Godfather movie with Al Pacino,
Yeah.
and how everyone on set there and how Al Pacino was himself, and there were some stories he brought up to remind us just to be you.
Oh,
So
well, Oscar Wilde does say, "Be yourself. Everyone else
mm,
is taken."
that's it. That's we are all unique, and
Yes.
that's what makes someone watchable
Yeah. Actually,
on
Jack
screen.
brought that quote up too in his interview
Really,
because he said the same
yes.
sort of thing. Jack Maxwell,
Mm.
which you know. Yeah.
I do know him. But
Yes.
it's true. And then I got to work with him, which was amazing. It was a live cinema production, Distant Vision, and it was a cross between theatre and film. And we had to have like long takes. That's why we needed the theatre, because it was like long takes. We had to keep going,
Yes.
and he was trying a new like filming technique, basically, which he
Oh.
was shown to a live audience. Um, yeah, it was he wrote a book about it. I actually use a photo of me in the book as well, which was lovely. I felt it was an honor to work with him and be chosen to work
Oh.
with
Well, I
him.
hope he sees this, or someone that he works with, his people see this, and
Well, and when he does something else, I'm sure he'll remember me. I really do.
absolutely. Yeah, some people make impressions on us. Some people leave footprints, and
Yeah.
more than others, but
Yes.
nice ones. Yeah,
But it
you get.
spoiled me. It spoiled me completely. I want more of that.
Oh, it was called Connection. You connected, and that was good.
Absolutely.
Good chemistry. You have some television credits in Passports and Jeremiah. The
Tower, the last magnificent, Jeremiah Tower, the last magnificent. Yeah, I played Margot Fontaine, ballerina. So I had dance training when I was younger, ballet, tap, modern, all sorts of dance. From the age of 6 up, I did dance. I loved it, and yeah, I still do.
you do.
um, but yeah, so I had to be like like a walk in the room with the audition like a ballerina would, with a back straight, and
Yeah.
they said I had grace and everything, and they had to have that for the role. But yeah, and did that. Was had a US run and film festivals and passports. I played a psychic, um,
Yes.
which I've played a couple of times, a psychic.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Beautifully shot production.
Yeah.
And on Good Mythical Morning, I was a psychic on that. That's another show. That was shot live, and it
Oh
was a
wow.
comedy show, Rhett and Link, and I was a fake um, psychic. I had to pretend I was a psychic, but they had to guess whether I was real or not.
And
Yeah.
I'm impressed because if you're real or not, yes, that would be awesome. Yeah, because you convinced them with your empathic
I actually
ways.
convinced one of them that I was, but I was playing a part. I was playing a part. I was
Right,
playing a psychic, and I was bringing some funny stuff into it because it's fun. It was comedy, like
right. That's good.
yeah. So
Laughter,
yeah.
laughter makes people remember you with certain
Hmm.
things that you say. So I'm
Yeah.
impressed that you've just played in a part and your role name was Samantha. I'm all excited about that. Can you? I know you can't share too much, but can you share a
No.
little bit?
Yes, I just played a role, Samantha, actually British, although I play a lot of Americans and British, and yeah, psychological thriller. Uh, writer, director, the amazing Colin Francis Costello. He's a WGA writer.
Hmm.
He's very, very talented. And immediately I saw the script, I was like, wow, wow, that is amazing when I get a great script.
That's awesome.
And I knew it was going to be filmed beautifully, cinematography and everything. And yeah, his previous films have gone into film festivals, won film festivals and things. So I know that it's going to be amazing quality, and it was a great experience. Yeah, so it's a psychological thriller set in a storage room, and kind of Twilight Zone-ish,
Right.
mysterious. You don't know what's going on at all until near the end. And
Awesome.
yeah, and I won't say anything else. Yeah, you'll have to see it when it comes out.
So, I know you love to dance.
Yes,
How has music influenced your life?
I love all types of music. And yeah, so I was raised with dancing. I love music from the 60s, 70s, 80s. Now, I like to listen to all new music too, and all types. And I even play a bit of guitar myself, a little bit of drums. I used to. I worked in a music studio for a while in England, and I put on bands. I discovered some bands. It was it was like a hobby really, apart from acting. So being involved in music in England. And I love to go and see live bands. I like to go and dance anywhere. Just put music on and I'll start dancing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, where am I? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Where am I? Oh, where is it? There we are. Sorry. Sorry about that. We just had a technical difficulty with my mouse.
You're good. You're good.
I'll leave that in. Anyway, what out of all the charities that you could choose from, which one would you choose to advocate for?
Oh my God.
And why?
There are so many.
Right.
I hope to be in a position in the future where I could work. I could work for some charities, and then that's something would be lovely. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if it got to that stage where, I don't know, something for children, um, um, mental illness, even. There's so much. I mean, I can't pick one.
Yeah.
So,
That's actually a good answer because you can't pick one. There's so many.
mm.
How do you feel about what has transpired since COVID-19? And would you like to share? Would you like to share the pain? I know you lost your mother to COVID, and my deepest condolences come out to you and your whole family. And I couldn't even imagine the lady that raised you, the mother, just losing them anyway. But something so horrific that might have been prevented, maybe, So, would you like to share your feelings on the whole COVID thing? And
Yeah, of course, of course. Was extremely painful. Because I was here, and of course, it was the beginning. It was April 2020, and I got a sudden phone call saying that my mum was suddenly taken into hospital and didn't think that she would last the night. And I was just, oh my God, praying. I believe in God. And suddenly I actually got a sudden feeling after crying that she's not alone. And my grandfather, Nono, was with her. That's what I felt. And I suddenly felt very peaceful, and I was like, she's not alone. They're waiting for her, and it's my belief, and she's going to be taken up into the light and beautiful place, and then I got the call about an hour after I was thinking that and feeling this peace that she'd gone. And
I'm so sorry.
I know. And it was hard because I knew she was alone, and even my sister couldn't even be with her. They, 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 they wouldn't let anyone see anyone at that point, and they wouldn't even let me talk to her on the phone, even. And but you know what? I had a beautiful conversation with her a week before, and that's so precious to me. That call, I remember basically every word, and I will always remember that. And I remember telling her how much I loved her, and she would always say, "I'm so proud of you, Francesca. I'm so proud of you." And I said, "Well, Mum, I'm really proud of you too,
Oh,
because I am me because partly because of what you've done, and I'm happy because I told her I'm happy in my life, living my dream, and
right.
that made her happy. She always supported me as an actress and as a person. She taught me to be strong because one parent family. She said we'll be strong together, and you might cry and come, let everything out, but then you come rising back up again. And that's what I've always been like. I'll
That's
cry
amazing.
so much, and then I'll come back up stronger than ever.
It's like the
And my
phoenix.
mother was like that. I'm like a phoenix. I
Right.
believe I am.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And yeah. And what she gave me was so much, and it's something that will never ever go away. I mean, she's a part of me, and she will always be with me. And it's almost like I can feel her even now. You know, so proud and so wanting me to be happy and going for what I want. She would say, "How's the acting? How's the acting going?" And and how are you? How are you? And yeah. But I know it was very painful for her to be away from me for so long, and
Yeah.
it's a sacrifice that I had to
Make.
make,
Yes.
because I had to live my life and live a life that's right for me. And I said to her, I'm like you, Mum. That's what you would have done, coming here. You were living your dream. You're going for what you want to do in your life. Because I'm here because I'm like you.
Well, you're the perfect example of how she raised you.
Yeah,
She
that's
instilled
right.
that into you. So, you doing that was her goal, I
Yes,
think.
I think
You know,
so. And
and
I know
now she's watching you and still proud. And you might not be able to hear the words, but I'm sure you can feel them.
I can feel the love from her.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh.
And that's it.
Where's the tissues
I'll
when you
never
need them?
I'll never ever give up in in pursuing my dream. I'm happy now. You see, I'm not pursuing it. I'm already happy.
Right.
I'm so
Yeah.
happy being on my path right now because this is the path that's right for me.
That's amazing,
And
Francesca.
I just appreciate everything in life so much. Everything.
Would you like to share a little bit how you felt about the whole what happened within COVID?
Yeah. Well, I'm someone who always likes to look at the positive and see how I can grow and how other people can grow from anything, any adversity. And I see that in a way, it was a way for us to look at our values, what really matters to us in our lives, because we were stripped of our normal lives,
Right.
the ones we were just used to being and doing. And maybe we were in the rat race, and maybe we were doing something that wasn't completely right for us, and we had a moment to actually stand still and go, hang on a second, let truths come to us about ourselves, about who's around us, if they're right for us, and also to realize that life is too short, because you never know what's going to happen in life,
Right.
and you have to go for what's right for you. And I think that a lot of people achieved more clarity, and it was a chance for people to really see
Right.
things more clearly.
You know what? I think so too. Like my grandfather in the war, my grandma said they all used to smile at each other every day. Well, they
Yeah,
did because they didn't know whether it was going to be the last. You know
and
that London and Coventry got bombed, and in the war,
that's right.
and we in being in England, they were very, and being grown. You know, you having your grandfather, or I had my grandparents too, helping
Mm,
raise me. You know,
mm.
so a little bit. So I was there a huge amount of time as a child. So you see the different decades of disasters. Obviously, we haven't been through a pandemic because that was 1918, but
That's
um,
right.
we can only read about it. And then
Yeah,
20 years time, the next generation, they'll be reading about this one, and
that's
hopefully
right.
each time with modern medicine and the science, um, we can learn on what not to do.
Absolutely.
Learn
Absolutely.
not what to do, but not what to do, more than what to do. And unity instead of
Exactly.
dividing.
You said it exactly. That's
Right?
it. Unity. We are all the same. We're all human.
Yeah.
We
Politics
all
aside. Put the politics
everything
aside and keep the science and unite.
aside.
Yeah.
Everything aside. We are human. Every single person is as important as the other,
Yes.
and we all matter. And we love is everything. If we can, just tap into the love within us and just,
Let it flow.
yeah, for everybody around us and treat everyone with respect.
Right. Absolutely. Talking about Let It Flow, we could change up that song Frozen because my granddaughter plays that all the time. We could change it to Let It Snow to Let It Flow. We
Yes,
could do an improv.
that would be beautiful. That
you
would be beautiful.
and you can
Let
sing
it flow.
it. Let
Let
it
it flow. Let
flow.
it flow.
Go and sing.
No, it's okay. Let it flow. Let
That
it
was
flow.
awesome. We just need music. Maybe I should add some background music, or maybe not. So,
Well, it's got a new trend. Let it flow trend.
right? Absolutely. I'm all for that, 100%.
Yeah, just let it flow.
Yes, perfect. Is there anything that no one has asked you in an
Better.
interview that you would
Yeah.
have liked them to ask you? You've gone away
No,
thinking, I wish they'd have asked me that, you know?
no, you know what? No, I can't think of anything. I'm pretty much an open book. You can ask me more or less anything.
Not too much. Some
More or
things need
less
to stay,
anything.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Um,
you.
yeah. But yeah. So I don't know.
What is your hope now? I know you don't give up because you've stressed that many times, and I'm glad you don't.
Mm.
So, what is your hope for future roles? What is the one role that I know you like all of them? What you read, and you can put yourself into that situation. Is there something that you'd really like to play?
Yes, and that's something that I've become better at, letting go of fear, letting go of fear,
Hmm.
and letting myself be vulnerable. So on screen, I never used to always be like that, but in the last few years, I would say I have become like that.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of exposing my vulnerability, letting that out. So, I love comedy and drama. I love both. I really
Right.
do. And, but something, like the sort of thing where you're laughing one moment, you're crying the next.
Yeah.
I don't know, like this. I mean, I love The Sopranos. Heard David Chase is doing a prequel to that. I just literally heard, I'd love to be in that. How about that? I can
Okay.
play an Italian American woman who's, you know, emotions flying everywhere or keeping them within, or what or feeling the power within her.
Yes.
That would be a great role, and something that has fun in it, that has
Right.
fun, and then it's lightness as well. That it's not always like all heavy and everything. It's
Yeah.
just fun too. A bit of comedy in it. Throw some comedy in too. I don't
Yeah.
know. So
I think The Notebook was very good for that because it had laughter and
Yeah.
deepness. I love it when you're watching a film. Like me and my mum, we'd sit there watching a film, and we'd be bawling our eyes out one minute and look at each other. And me, my daughter, and my mum have all been sitting there. Actually, the three of us together, watching a movie and crying. And then something will come up and it will make us laugh afterwards. Something that will make you laugh and cry.
Exactly.
I think it's the best movie. Yes.
So do I. So do I.
Yes.
You've got to have that lightness and the fun in it as well.
Yeah. Like, twist them emotions and then bring that laughter in, because laughter, it holds memories, like music holds memories. And I mean, it's like you don't always remember what people say, but you'll always remember how they made you feel.
They make you feel.
And I can't remember who said that. I think it was Helen Keller or Margaret Mead or something like that, but I'll find it.
Yeah, no, I know that one. I think, yeah, exactly.
So, and now you're working in Los Angeles, and you can work in New York too, and
I'll work anywhere. Like I'll go to this, Mississippi. I'll go to Mississippi. Yeah. I'll go anywhere. Like, just if it's a great role, oh my God, I'll be flying straight there.
So how do you feel about the self-tapes and the auditions on the self-tapes?
I'm fine with that now, because since COVID, that's been a thing. You had to get really great at the self-tape, and I have my self-tape set up. With the black screen and the lighting and it's like you become a master at that. You have to. And
editing too, yes.
Yeah, well that. But I got cast in a couple of TV shows actually, The Rookie and New Amsterdam, and I would love to have filmed them, and I was going to be filming them, but I just couldn't do them because the studio wanted the green card. So that's something I would love to have that coming up really soon, to get that. That would allow me to work for some of the big studios, which they have wanted me to do. Right. So I'm ready for that. I'm ready for those network TV roles.
And you are SAG-AFTRA.
Absolutely, yes.
So that's great. And you are vaccinated.
Yes.
Yes. And that green card, they just
I'm just me, and I'm positive and vibrant. So what more can people want, eh?
Nothing. That's perfect. The green card will come.
I know it will.
My father's American citizen. It took me 5 years to get in the country, and he had to have like $50,000 on his house just so.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it does take time, especially in COVID. Everything's slowed down.
Yes,
it's going to happen. Stay positive.
Yes, it absolutely will. And
you've been here 6 years, right?
I mean, 7.5 years.
There you go. You were meant to be here.
Absolutely meant to be here.
Absolutely.
I love it so much.
Oh, and you love Los Angeles.
Absolutely. And it's so sunny here as well.
I know, isn't it?
Coming from London with all the rain.
I know. And the fog in London. Could you tell people, do you remember the fog years and years ago?
No, I don't want to remember that. It's okay. I just think about the sun and the ocean.
I had my eyes closed the whole childhood.
Yeah.
You'd walk out, you'd have a t-shirt on, and then you'd have to dress in layers because there's ice on the inside of the windows in England.
I used to have go through so many umbrellas, like they'd always break. Like every day I'd bring out an umbrella just in case it would rain, and it usually would. And then like the amount of times that like they just broke. Like I could have, seriously, could have bought shares in umbrellas.
Let's share to people how it felt in the gale force winds when your umbrella went inside out and you had to turn around so it turned back again the proper way.
You're like this. You're like, oh my God, just help me. Everywhere, just wind everywhere. Forget about your hair. Doesn't matter about the hair because the hair is always windswept.
You see, the thing is, I reckon that's where they got the idea of Mary Poppins and the umbrella.
Yeah. Yeah. She always had a perfect umbrella though. That's the thing. Yeah, and mine would always be like just broken slightly on one side, and it'd be like, oh, another one gone because of the wind again, and
You know, if they had stocks and shares when we were children, we'd be loaded
That,
with
you
umbrellas.
shares and umbrellas for sure.
Perfect. Francesca De Luca, thank you so much for appearing on Chatbox with Sam. I'm very honoured that you agreed to come on my show. I'll send you the check later. Just kidding. I can't.
Pay me with love.
I'll pay you with love.
Yeah, love.
We're gonna let it flow. Let it flow.
Let it flow, Sam. Let it flow.
Let it flow. So, Francesca, thank you for attending Chatbox with Sam.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the viewers before you go?
You're awesome. Whoever's watching now, you're awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.